William Schroeder. This is the famous site of the famous picture of Jeffrey Miller was killed, and the 14-year-old girl standing over his body with the expression. There was a fence in the background back then. This is Taylor Hall right behind us. The guardsman came up that corner there. The shots were fired right from this tower here, which was this tower here. So the guardsman shot from the air down to the parking lot. The parking lot is down there, where all four were killed. One more perspective. So the guardsmen came up this way, according to the maps. They went around here. There was no building back then. They circled around down this way. It was all open field. They came back up this hill, up to this pagoda here. And from this position here, this pagoda, they fired down at the parking lot and they killed the four students. The corner of Taylor Field, Taylor Building, Commons are behind us. The pagoda is up above. Here's another plaque here. Actually have pictures. Bill Schroeder, who was killed, marching up the field away from the guardsmen, and Alison Krauss near the pagoda. And the Commons are right below us here, where they marched up. Just a little further down the hill, pagoda going up there, a lot of famous pictures. Students running away from the guardsmen who were approaching them, firing tear gas, and a lot of the students took the tear gas canisters and threw them back at the guardsmen down this hill. There's the Victory Bell down there that they referenced in a lot of articles, and down here is where all the protests happened. And the guardsmen, famous pictures of the guardsmen marching in rows here up this hill. That's another angle of where the guardsmen were going up the hill. Tear gas was being fired up at the students. Students throwing tear gas canisters back. Famous picture was taken right from this spot right here. Again, the Victory Bell is here. The Commons are here. In this area here. Schroeder and Alison Krauss were actually up on the hill, running away from the guardsmen. Alison Krauss was under that pagoda up the top there. We're further down in the Commons area, looking up at Taylor Hall, where the guardsmen marched up to the right side there, advancing and eventually shooting the pagoda, from the pagoda area down to the parking lot, which is way over to the left. More plaques on this side, the Commons area. There's another plaque from down below. showing the Taylor Hall and where all the protesters were on Taylor, the Taylor building, and the Jeep going down across the field. Victory Bell, I guess, was where the speech was originally given by the students. We're at the far end of the Commons right now. Another plaque, famous quote by the governor at that time. Again, it's the far end of the Commons field. This was an absolute zoo of things going on. Jeeps going across, National Guardsmen advancing up with rifles. The protesters had their speech right at that Victory Bell there, the anti-war speech. This all started when Richard Nixon announced plans to invade Cambodia. So the ROTC building was right here in this spot, and it was burned down days earlier by the anti-war protesters. Right in this area here. Different angle on the Commons area. The memorial is up there. This is the left side of Taylor Hall. It's a memorial to the 4 students who were killed. Each one of these, I believe, represents a casket. Plaque right here. Just looking down on the Commons area. Another angle. Acquire, learn, and reflect. Another shot from the front of the Taylor Hall. Another plaque. A little further down, another plaque. And the sit-in that they were talking about is right to the left here. The basketball courts on this hill, Blanket Hill, which is the left corner of Taylor Hall. Another angle, when the guardsmen were shooting like towards me, this area, the corner of Taylor Hall. So they would have been looking down. This building was not there at the time. Down this way. And that's where the famous picture was taken, again, of the 14-year-old girl standing over Miller. And there's other monuments in the parking lot of where the other four students, well actually 3 students were killed there. One was killed. Died in the hospital. There's a plaque just outside the parking lot. Famous picture. Mary Ann standing over Jeffrey Miller, and that's the spot right there. And there's other monuments again in the parking lot and the field below. Corner of Taylor Hall. Another monument there. Rich in the background. This is looking up where the National Guardsmen fired the shots into the parking lot. This is the spot where Alison Krauss was killed in the parking lot. This is her memorial. Again, looking up at the hill where the shots were fired from. She was killed at this spot. There's a little plaque in the corner there. This is the plaque for Sandra Schuer. This is probably the furthest point of anybody being shot and killed. Again, the parking lot. Alison Krauss's memorial is just to the right there. And there's one more over to the left that we'll go to in a second. Just a perspective of how far away it was from the top of the hill there. And this is the memorial for Bill Schroeder. I believe what we read, he actually was shot in the field behind there. Later died at the hospital, but this is the memorial for him right here. Again, looking up the hill, the guardsmen must have had a wide angle of shots fired. There's documents that this hall behind us here had bullet holes in it. Trees that were found with bullet holes in it also. One more picture from the famous site before we leave. There's the band truck down the bottom of the hill. And that's it for today. One more shot from practice field looking up. Again, the spot where Jeffrey Miller was shot and killed in the parking lot. And up to the left, the pagoda where the guardsmen were.